Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel La Vida con Mila. Today again, it's just me, Daddy's at work, Mila is sleeping, and we're going to be talking about postpartum care. So let's get to it. So the first thing I want to share is your crazy routine during postpartum, essentially every time you pee. So every time you go to the bathroom, you will clean the area with your squirt bottle or your peri bottle. They gave me this non-rinse soap that I would pump into the bottle and fill it up with water to clean the area. Then I would take plain water to rinse it out, even though I didn't have to. I felt like I wanted to. Then I had my always Discreet underwear and I would line it with a maxi pad. Then I would go ahead and put cooled Witchazel Pads, spray myself with Dermoplast, and then put them on. And that happened every time I had to go pee. I did it pretty much until I had my first checkup, which I think was like a month or so. Once my doctor let me know that I was okay, then I stopped. So, postpartum is the period of time after partum. So after you give birth, it's generally 6 weeks, and it depends, like your experience is gonna depend on your labor and delivery experience. In this case, I had a vaginal delivery, so that's what I will be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get into some of the things that you should expect during postpartum and some of the tips and tricks and things that you can do to make your postpartum experience a little better. One of the first things that you notice during postpartum is bleeding. So after you give birth, you start to shed all of the mucous membranes. I don't know why I put quotes there, but all of your membranes that you had during pregnancy, you're gonna start to shed all of that out. So you will have a ton of bleeding, particularly the first couple of days is going to be pretty heavy, and you will bleed for weeks actually. So for that, at the hospital you get those really big, like one size fits all kind of mesh underwear with the really huge pads that like go up to your belly button. I used those probably just the first day. I bought the Always Discreet kind of disposable underwear. I'll show it right here. I bought those and I changed into those, and those are great. They fit nice and snug. You can put your pads in there. You can put your Witchazel Pads, and you just really feel comfortable. I didn't feel, because the problem with the underwear is that they don't fit super well because they are a one size fits all, and the maxi pads are really big but they have no wings. So what happens is that you don't necessarily feel too secure, but those underwear are nice and snug and you have like no fear of leaking and accidentally staining your bed, your clothes, your chair, or anything like that. So that is a total recommend. Get them. They're awesome. The next thing that you will probably notice right away is the pain. Your pain is going to depend on how much tearing you had. I generally didn't feel pain. Like I never really noticed it. The only time I noticed it was when I would stand up for extended periods of time or when I would walk for extended periods of time. But other than that, I never really thought about it. If your pain is bad, you can talk to your doctor and see if he will give you any pain relievers. But other than that, there are some things that you can do. So the hospital gave me Dermoplast, and this is like good for pain and itching. It has like a cooling effect, and I would spray that on after cleaning and patting dry the area every time I went to the bathroom. Another thing you can do is the cooled Witchazel Pads. So the hospital actually gave me Witchazel Pads, and what you can do is you put them in the fridge so they're nice and cool, and then just put them on your pad before you put it on. There are also cooling pads that you can put in your freezer. I think it's called Frida Mama. They have a postpartum care kit, and it actually comes with a cooling pad. Another thing that I noticed really quickly was sweating. The night that I had Mila and we slept at the hospital, I woke up drenched in sweat. I had no idea why that was happening because obviously in the hospital it's pretty cold, but I was sweating so much. Another thing is contractions or cramps. So these tend to happen when you breastfeed. When you breastfeed, your body releases oxytocin, which causes your uterus to contract. And that's just it's really a minor pain. It just kind of feels like a period pain. And it's just your uterus contracting back to its normal size. This one is an interesting one. And this one is incontinence. Which means, ladies, you probably can't hold your pee in. Uh-oh. I peed on myself. I know. It happened in the hospital, and I was walking to the bathroom because I could feel that I was bleeding heavily. So I wanted to go to the bathroom to change. So I kind of like let my body relax to kind of let the blood flow, and everything flowed. I literally peed on myself, and it was like, it was physically impossible for me to just hold it in and to stop. Next one. This is another embarrassing one. Hemorrhoids. A lot of times you develop hemorrhoids during pregnancy. And if not, you probably will get them during the delivery from all the pushing. All you can do is, again, use your Witchazel Cooling Pads and line them on the pad towards the back. And you can also get over-the-counter preparation H and things of that nature to help bring down the inflammation. And speaking of hemorrhoids, if you have to go to the bathroom after giving birth and you feel that you're straining too hard, definitely ask your doctor for some stool softeners because you really don't want to push with stitches. Another thing is probably for your breastfeeding mommies, your breasts are going to be super tender. You can have engorgement that comes from an excessive milk production. It's super painful. So make sure to have either your electric pump or maybe like a hand pump to just pump that excess milk to make you feel better. You can also get cooling and heat pads. There's these pads that are like round, and you can heat them or put them in the freezer depending on what you want. Another thing is your nipples, they're gonna go through some stuff. They're going to probably crack, they're going to be painful. After breastfeeding, if you want to just let them breathe, you can put some breast milk on them, or if you want to use some nipple cream, you can put that on just to make you feel better. Finally, I want to talk about mood changes. So obviously there is this big change in hormone levels, which means you'll be happy, then you'll be crying, then you'll be angry, happy, angry, crying. And it's a vicious cycle. And a lot of mommies go through the baby blues. I personally had it, and I don't want to call it paranoia because it's not that, but I felt like people wouldn't let me have my baby. I would breastfeed her, and it was so painful at the time that, you know, I'm like crying while I'm trying to breastfeed her. And as soon as it was over, my husband would come and grab her and take her away so like whoever was at the house at the time could see her. And I felt so heartbroken. I felt like this is my time to be with my baby. And honestly, I felt like a cow. Like, I felt like I'm just getting milked and then my baby's taken away from me and I'm not really getting to enjoy her because everybody wants to see her and wants to be with her, and I'm only with her when it's hard. I'm only with her when she's crying and she wants to sleep and nobody else can do it. Or I'm only with her when she's crying because she's hungry and I have to breastfeed her and go through all this pain. But I'm not getting enough time to like snuggle. And now looking back, I did. But at the time, I didn't feel that way. And again, looking back, I wish I would have taken those naps. You can have, you know, different ways that baby blues or your mood changes can manifest. We just want to make sure that we are watching out for postpartum depression. So if at any point you feel like you want to hurt yourself, you want to hurt your baby, or you feel like this impending doom, or just this non-stop sadness, and it lasts for more than 2 weeks, definitely speak to your doctor. I'll attach some resources in the description box below, just in case if you want to read up on it. But that is it. You know, postpartum is a crazy ride. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment anything that you want to see from us. And that is it. Bye.